So this is Blaamiersen. This is the campsite. I arrived at 11:40, pitched the tent in a vacant lot, came down to pay in the morning. I had intended to stay a few days, and they charged me 29 euros, 30 euros for one person, one tent, one bicycle for the night, less than 12 hours. Initially they wanted to charge me 35 because I pitched in the dark. I'd pitched in a tent that had access to electricity before camper vans. It was a vacant lot, and the two adjacent lots were both tents and a motorbike and a bicycle as well. And they reduced it from 35 to 29, but that's still pretty gratuitous, particularly as the website says 21 euros per night for two people, one tent. I think that's how they attract you here. And then when they get you here, you haven't really got any options to go anywhere else. And then they hit you with, I'll try and hit you with 35, and unless you haggle, you get it down to 29. But that's still absolutely outrageous. The lady says, "Oh, you've got to understand, this is Ghent." Yeah, it's Ghent. It's North Belgium. It's not Saint-Tropez, south of France, where I could probably get a cheaper campsite anyway. So anyway, this is a bit of an outrage. And the young girl behind the counter there was very civil. She was looking sort of very doughish and meek. But the other person behind the counter, this fat old cow, she was a miserable and rude cow. And I started to inquire further about why it was. And I was civil and polite all the way through. She said, "Oh, I can't help you anymore. I'll go and get my boss." And when the boss came out, well, you saw the part of the clip that I filmed before she said, "You can't film in here." That's fair enough. Inside their domain, you know, it's not public domain, so they've got the right to refuse me filming there. But this is public domain, so I can film what the hell I like from here. Yeah, there's Bikey over there. Over there. Guitars on my back. I'm ready to roll. I did want to stay in Ghent another day or two. There's a festival here at the weekend. And I met some pretty cool people, and I was supposed to be getting hooked up with some weed today, but it looks like that's not going to happen because I can't stick around another day to wait for that to happen. The guy who I met yesterday was going to sort it out with his dealer. He's not a dealer. He was going to sort it out with his dealer for me, and he said he'd call afternoon sometime. But if I'm not staying here another day, I'm not going to stick around. If I'm not staying here in the campsite another day, I'm not going to stick around. Incidentally, the guy I spoke to in the adjacent lot was telling me he'd been here 2 nights and he'd paid over 100 euros. He went to the cafe, which is just over there, and they charged him 8 euros for a small beer. So he's left with a bee in his bonnet as well. But I don't know if he's uploaded or said anything to the management. But I'm absolutely outraged. 30 euros for one night, one tent, one person, in a piece of grass that wasn't even verdant and green. It was like dirt. It had been camped on and pitched on God knows how many times, and the grass had just worn right through to the soil underneath. And because it's dry, the soil underneath was like brown dirt. Now this is Blaamiersen. As far as I understand, Meersen means swamp. So this is a swamp we're actually camping in. And so God knows what it's like when it rains. That brown dirt would turn into pure mud. And they're charging 30 euros a night. That's an absolute fucking outrage. Fuck them. Don't come here, folks. They'll tell you it's one price on the website, and then they'll jip you when you've got no bloody choice. When you're actually here and there's nowhere else to go. It's just a pure jip. Fuck them.